Hi, Patrick Marks here. Thanks for watching. Today's topic is alien worldviews. Now, we're not talking about space aliens and how they view the world. We're talking about a worldview that you happen to have. See, most people don't even recognize that they actually have a worldview. A worldview is simply how you see the world. So if you've been wearing orange-colored sunglasses your entire life, you're going to have a pretty hard time understanding what is the color blue. I mean, seriously, just imagine if you'd been born to believe that aliens from the planet Wufan are the ones that seeded life here on this Earth billions of years ago. And you've been taught your whole life that the Wufanians love orange soda. And you know, because you've been trained your whole life, that the Wufans are coming back to planet Earth. And they're going to suck the eyeball juice out of anybody who doesn't worship the color orange. Now, if you seriously believe this, you're going to have a pretty serious idea of how important the color orange happens to be. It's all about orange, dude. You gotta bow down to orange. So everyone has a worldview, but not everyone has a rational worldview, if you know what I'm saying. So a worldview is a connected set of beliefs about what you think is real, what's important, and how you should live. A good worldview will be rational. It will match well with what we know to be true in this world. A good worldview will also be logical and consistent. A bad worldview will not fit well with what we know to be real in this world. People won't be able to live by a bad worldview consistently. If you find out that your worldview is full of contradictions, and if you're constantly having to twist the facts to fit your worldview, then you might have an irrational worldview. So it's really important to check. For example, there is an Eastern worldview out there that says that everything in life is just an illusion. And people who believe this worldview say that you can find peace if you just come to recognize that all of your pain and all of your troubles and all of your misery are just illusions. Now that sounds kind of nice, because if you could just think away all of your problems, that would be pretty cool. The problem is that people don't really live consistently by this kind of a worldview. Because if everything is just an illusion, then why is it that people who believe a worldview like this still look both ways when they cross the street? I mean, after all, if everything is an illusion, then so is the bus that's traveling down the road that's aimed right at your head. And that means that if you get hit by the bus and knocked into 46 billion little squishy pieces, it's just an illusion. But I imagine that it's not going to be illusion when you wake up in the hospital, at least until the morphine kicks in, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of a worldview doesn't fit very well with how people actually live. Your worldview will consistently affect how you see things. For example, if you honestly believe that there is no God at all, well, then that means that the world and everything in it and every living creature is just a product of mindless chemistry over billions and billions of years. I mean, seriously, they believe that billions of years ago, chemistry just got together a random clash of molecules, and now we have self-replicating cells. Then over billions and billions of years, these cells, some survive better than others, and then lo and behold, here you are. But if that's true, then that means that your brain is just the product of billions of years of mindless chemical accidents. If your brain is just a set of mindless chemical accidents, then how can you know if anything is meaningful at all? How can you know if anything is really right and really wrong? Because after all, that worldview says that only survival matters. So if you're just a mindless set of chemical mistakes, then there really is no right and no wrong. I mean, you can decide what things you like, and those are going to be right things, and you can decide that other things are bad and they're wrong, at least from your perspective. But that's just a preference of your particular chemistry. It's not real right and real wrong. I mean, honestly, nobody gets upset when vinegar reacts with baking soda. It's just chemistry. And if it's just chemistry, why should we care what one kind of chemical reaction does to another kind of chemical reaction? We don't send out the police to arrest the vinegar, so why do we get upset about anything? I mean, if survival is all there is, and if rape and murder and pillaging and stealing enhance my survival, then who cares? After all, it's just chemistry. I find it an irony that people who believe this worldview get so upset about a channel like this one. They send in nastygrams and say, you shouldn't be forcing your evil Christian moral code on other people. But of course, as soon as they use the word shouldn't, they're appealing to an authority of some kind. But if all we are is chemistry, there is no authority to appeal to. And of course, they're saying shouldn't, which means they're forcing their opinion on someone like me. Bible calls that hypocrisy. So this channel is about explaining what is a biblical or a Christian worldview. It's about explaining things and answering things so that people can see how a Christian or a biblical worldview fits well with what is real in the world today. The Bible tells us that we're supposed to test everything. We're supposed to hold fast to what is good, and we're supposed to be able to give an answer to anyone who asks about the hope that is in us. The Bible expects us to understand our worldview and be able to explain it to others. I think we're supposed to do this with a little bit of humor too. I mean, after all, it was God that invented the word hog. So please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the like button too, because I'm here to tell you there's a fair few folks out there that don't like a channel like this one. So be good, don't do anything evil, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.